conscientious Indian cricket fans would be in a dilemma, as they should. Do they celebrate this win, or do they look at the manner in which India approached this game with the bat and the ball? And truth be told, if you are a true blue cricket lover, I don't think you'd be celebrating the win. Or would you? Should you? I don't know. We'll let our experts tell us. Harsha Bhogle and Rohan Gavaskar in the house on Cricbuzz Live. What was it?
You know, many years ago, I was hosting a program with Saurav Ganguly, and I asked him, similarly, I did an intro and I asked him, and he said, "You've been around for a long time. I want to hear your opinion first."
Probably the worst I've seen India play in T20 cricket.
I think from time to time, life and the game reminds you that if you just turn up, if you take the opposition lightly, you get a reminder on your backside.
Yeah.
And I think this was a stern reminder to India that if you just turn up, and India just turned up, I think deep down in their hearts, they will know that they just turned up.
Yeah.
And you could see that in the bowling. It was very disappointing, the bowling, but they just turned up. You could see that. And it's a reminder that if you do this, this is what will happen. Oman fell short by 21 runs.
Yeah.
In a relatively large chase in the context of this tournament. So sometimes it's good to get that reminder again in life, because if you just turn up, then you must not win well. If you just turn up and you win, creates bad habits. So it's good that India got a little bit of a scare. I hope they think it was a scare, but if they look back at the bench strength, it didn't look very good.
Yeah, I think that's the key point. When you're a bench player, not a certainty in 11, when you come up against a team like Oman, you've got to be picking up wickets and be saying, listen, you know what? I don't care what the others are doing. I'm playing for more matches, not just in this tournament, but just in the future. And if you look average against Oman, or you don't look threatening, there are many games where you'll bowl really well and not pick up wickets. Edges might go for 4. And the selectors will see, okay, yeah, he's bowled well, he's been a little expensive, but, fine, he's bowled well. But if you don't look threatening, you don't look wicket-taking, then that's a problem. You can play in second gear. We've played this game in second gear, whether it's the batting, whether it's the bowling. You've seen, like we said, Tilak Verma bowled, Abhishek Sharma bowled, so it clearly shows that they didn't take the game seriously.
Yep.
The batting order was such that Surya Kumar Yadav didn't bat, so they've not taken the game seriously. The bowling also hasn't taken it. But the main bowlers, not Surya Kumar, not Abhishek Sharma and Tilak Verma, the other ones will be thinking, you know what, these Omani batters were 20 short of what would have been a historical victory for them.
Well, this match summary truly paints a sorry picture if you're an Indian cricket lover. Yes, it was a win, but I don't think it should count as a W, at least mentally or emotionally, psychologically. In the minds of the Indian players, Oman, full credit because they really gave it all they could. Sadly, short in experience and therefore couldn't close the game. Amir Kaleem, Hamad Mirza, outstanding innings from both of them. They backed themselves to score those runs. Unfortunately, fell short by 21 runs. And I'm sure India can't use the words "we were experimenting" to justify this kind of approach.
No, because if you're in the top 15 of the world's best T20 side, then you should be in the top 5 or 6 of most teams around the world.
Yeah.
So, no, you cannot say we were experimenting, because all the players playing today were in the top 15. And I think the lesson for India was, I don't know if batting became easier as it went along. You're watching on TV, you don't always get a great idea. But Shivam Dubey's 3 overs for 31. Harshit Rana's 3 overs for 25, which is marginally better than some others, but he never looked threatening once.
The 3 overs, the last over was slightly better than the first 2 as well.
And I think he'll heave a sigh of relief at the bright point in India's fielding with Hardik Pandya picking up that fantastic catch.
Otherwise, that's a 6, and you've still got a set batter batting against you.
So I thought even Kuldeep looked a little off. Arshdeep looked a little off. And that can happen sometimes if, say you've already got your A grade and you're going to give an exam and you just turn up and you suddenly come away and you find you don't know the answers. That's what happened today.
Just not so in the recent past, just to go further with you saying India can't give the excuse of experimenting. Manchester United lost to Grimsby Town. And a lot of fingers were pointed at the manager, Ruben Amorim. My point is, in that game, if Manish Batavia, Rohan Gavaskar, Harsha Bhogle were managing, Manchester United still should have won.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter when you're playing. The gulf between the two teams is such that it doesn't matter who's managing. The players have got to go out there and win the game. Yeah. Similarly, whatever experiments you've made, that margin of victory should have been
50?
Better.
50, 60 runs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a pitch like this, 188, they should have been 120, 130, not...
I somehow personally, I feel stupid because in our pre-game show, the top story was India dominant force in white ball cricket, in T20 cricket.
Look, if this game happens again and India turn up proper against game, they'll win this by 70, 80, 90 runs. More.
Because I think India will score 220.
Yeah.
They'll score 30, 40 more runs and they will restrict Oman to 120. See, the thing is, what happens is sometimes in a game like this, right, now, when the camera was panning into the dugout, the expressions and the body language of the coaching staff, they looked a little disappointed.
Yeah.
They weren't happy, cheery faces.
Yeah.
Right? Even though you're experimenting. The coaching staff looked Indian coaching staff looked a little disappointed. It looked like, what's going on? And in a sense, maybe because India's played this game in second gear, we won as everyone knew we would because, it was just one of those. It still raised a few more questions than given you answers.
Yeah, exactly. What were the questions they were trying to seek answers to? The batting order was strange. Surya Kumar Yadav didn't bat. Abhishek Sharma bowled. Shivam Dube bowled. What was happening? No spin in the power play.
Yeah, so I think sometimes in games like these, you try and say, okay, let's see how our plan B will work. And so you go in with what would have been plan B on another day.
Yeah.
And that is why the message coming through is that plan B looked a little fragile.
Yeah.
It looked a little fragile. But I'll come back to that example of you already got an A grade and you're going for an exam.
Yeah.
You don't say, "Arey, ye aayega kya, ye aayega kya, ye aayega. Chalo ek baar padh ke jata hu."
Yeah.
I think it was that kind of game. Chalo ek baar padh liya, haan theek hai, chalo, kar lete hain. That kind of game.
Well, see, if this was, in a sense, a lot riding on this game, first of all, India wouldn't have batted first. They would have won the toss and fielded first.
Yep.
And the game would have been done and dusted there.
Yeah.
In a sense that you would have probably, at that point, you don't have 188 to defend, you're bowling first, you're likely to skittle them out for a lower score and then your batters go and do the job. So right from the toss and the decision to bat first, it was a sense of, listen, we're playing this game in first or second gear. We're not really going to exert ourselves.
Right. On what was a bizarre day, let's be the typical optimistic Indian fan and search for positive. There was one. A man that opened the innings for India, Abhishek Sharma, with his innings of 38 or 15 balls with that terrific strike rate of 253 is our number one player, powered by Kajaria, India's number one tile company. This is the man that showed the kind of attitude that the Indian T20 team is known for.
Yes, and he played well. All I'm saying is, if India had come into this game in a must-win situation, they would have played very differently. They just turned up. But Abhishek Sharma is in such good form. I love his bat swing. Comes beautifully. And as a result, even if he's not there, still hitting the ball well enough to get it to land in places where there are no fielders. And I think in his mind, he's very clear. I'm going to play like this. And when he plays like this, there will be days when he gets 38 from 15 balls. There will be days when he gets 140 balls. But he can't feel, I only made 38. Because if he starts to think like that, he won't make 38 and 15. So I think we also have to understand that he's that kind of player. He gave you that start. You take him away, you made 150 from 105 balls. Which is pretty much par to what the opposition did.
We all remember the first two deliveries he faced off Shaheen Shah Afridi in that game against Pakistan. Once again on Sunday, with this kind of clarity of thought and intent, he is the danger man.
Oh, without doubt. I mean, he's the guy who's going to get you off to a good start. If Abhishek Sharma, one thing you do know is that if he bats for 10 overs, it's not going to be, the score's not going to be 55 or 60. That's one thing guaranteed. So look, he's reliable, durable, pretty much like Kajaria's tiles. So no wonder he's a number one player.
Looks stylish as well. He's got something about that bat lift and very UV-esque, isn't he?
He looks stylish, but don't look at me. I don't understand style. But he looks very stylish.
But he's reliable. He is durable, as you said. These are the virtues that we can use for Abhishek.
Yeah, look, listen, like I said, he's a match winner.
Yeah.
More than anything else, he's a match winner with oodles of X factor.
Yeah.
The beauty of this Indian team is they've got, you go from, someone like Sanju Samson, we pushed him up because he wasn't getting a chance to bat. What a match winner he is. This team is chock-a-block with match winners, and that is why we are such a strong unit.
Yeah.
It's not about just, consistent performers.
Yeah.
Well, you can be a consistent performer. But these guys, just the way they bat, I said this in the show yesterday. I said, you've got to judge people on their good days, not on their bad days. Because, you can get a 0, I can get a 0, Harsha can get a 0. But what Abhishek Sharma can do, we can't do. When Abhishek Sharma can get a 0. But when Abhishek Sharma gets going and bats for 15 overs, none of us can do that.
He finishes the game,
So you've got to judge players on their good days, not on their bad days. And Abhishek Sharma, when he gets going, there's no stopping him.
He's clearly earned that trust from what he's done in the IPL. Gautam Gambhir and Suryakumar Yadav trust him to be the main man.
If you want him to play these kind of innings, you have to trust him. Because if he is going out in two minds thinking, top edge laga to, if I get caught at long on, then his bat swing will get affected because in his mind, he's not free to play those shots. So with players like these, you give them the freedom and you accept that some days it may not come. But as he said, when it comes off, he'll win you the game. So that is why you look at players like those and yes, style quotient, good.
We also mentioned how Yuvraj Singh seems to have had an impact. That bat swing reminds us of Yuvraj Singh as well. And as it turns out, it was this day that Yuvraj Singh hit those 6 sixes against Stuart Broad. But today,
in which over?
19th over. 38 of 15, 5 fours and 2 sixes. And that means 32 of those 38 came off the big shots. There is Abhishek Sharma versus Oman. This innings made him our #1 player, powered by Kajaria, India's #1 tile company. We have to talk about the two men from Oman that made a match out of this, came very close to embarrassing India. They fell short just by 21 runs. It was the kind of display that will perhaps be remembered in their families, in their country for a long, long time. Amir Kaleem and Hamad Mirza, you spoke about him as well.
Because I saw him make 27 of 23 against Pakistan in a total of 65-67. And he just looked a cut above everybody else. And even today, I know that Amir Kaleem has made 64 out of 46. A little slow to get off the blocks. Whereas Hamad Mirza has just come in and he's owned it. I love the 2 shots he hit of Kuldeep. Straight up there, straight up there.
Strike rate of 154. I was just checking on the Cricbuzz app. Strike rate of 154.
Which is what you're looking for. 150 is a 180 game. 154, a little bit more than that. So he struck at the rate at which you need to go to win a game.
And against, what I'm trying to say is this is against an Indian attack.
And this is not Oman's #1 team, remember. They've had all their troubles. So this is something for Oman to be proud of. But it's also, they will also be aware that their opposition just turned up. And sometimes, as I keep saying, and we must remember that all our lives, if you just turn up, this is what will happen. You still win because you're that good, but if you just turn up, this is what will happen. And Hamad Mirza made the bowling at times look a little not quite there.
Amir Kaleem, 43 years of age, not sure how many more opportunities he'll get at this level against big teams.
He'll
like
play another 20 years if he's going to bat like this. He got a couple of wickets too.
I've just been told that Suryakumar Yadav was seen in a huddle with the Omani players. That's a sight that we want to see, players from bigger teams sharing some insights with these younger, or not younger, but other players from other teams. It's a good sight, isn't it?
It's a great sight, but I'm a firm believer that this should be done in the dressing room.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sharing insights and if you're, passing on, wisdom and passing on, a little bit of advice, as you should, as the big brother should, you can do it in the dressing room as well.
It happens very often in the IPL. We see that, don't we?
It's amazing how often. I mean, I remember going to a post-game presentation and after it was over, I thought I'd say hello to MS because just have a little chat. There was no chance because literally there was a queue. Every 2 or 3 meters, there was a young kid waiting there and he would spend 2 or 3 minutes with one, then go to the next and go to the next. But that's something that happens in the IPL a lot, that the rivalries melt after the game is over. That's one of the great things about our game. The rivalries melt after the game is over and then we're all part of a giant village. And that's one of the good things about it.
these days they become social media videos as well that do go viral.
I hope that's not the reason they were doing it, though.
I hope so too.
No,
But
I don't think that would be the reason.
correct.
I think
Sure.
knowing,
It won't be. It won't be.
knowing
it's just a good site for fans who consume
knowing
such
Surya,
content.
knowing Surya, and you know how they. I don't think that's
No,
the
of course.
reason.
Yeah.
I think it comes from completely genuine, clean intentions. But I just think, see, the difference between the IPL, what you spoke about, is that you're speaking to one person and one person and one person. I haven't seen this image, but you said if it's a huddle, it's like a team meeting.
Yeah.
And if it's like a huddle on a team meeting, then you can do it much better in a closed environment.
Okay.
The point I was trying to make, you can do it much better in a closed environment because they've got your attention. You're all not worried about what the cameras are picking up or what you have to say.
Yeah.
When you're going one-on-one with someone, then you're on the field and, you know, after the game, people are coming up and talking to you. That's different.
Yeah.
But if it's like a team talk, then it's much better in a closed environment.
This is more like after-school extra tuitions from someone who's playing at a different level. Good to see Surya Kumar Yadav.
Or like it happened to us. If we got 52% marks, we went and asked the guy who got 85% marks. That's in Italika.
Kuch to seekhenge. Right. What about this bowling card? I'm not too sure how to analyze this bowling card because I think 8 bowlers used by India.
Yes.
I'm quite surprised Surya Kumar Yadav didn't bowl.
It was an opportunity to check out. Give Abhishek Sharma an over, give Tilak Verma an over. Just check out how are you looking. Suppose I need to use you in an emergency somewhere. Though I think if you go down to Tilak Verma, you're in trouble anyway. I think the problem would be Shivam Dube. I think they would have liked. He said, "Okay, you're bowling 3 overs today,"
Yep.
and I think he would have wanted a little bit more. One of the things I didn't see enough of was taking pace off. I just wondered the ball was getting a little wet. Whether there were towels, but I don't know they're wiping the sweat more with those.
Yeah.
But I didn't see a lot of pace off the ball, which I thought I would see a little bit more.
One of the good sides was to see Arshdeep Singh get that shape back in, especially at the start. He was showing why he's so good. 100 wickets, by the way, the first Indian to get 100 T20 international wickets.
I'm just putting that coffee mug down because I want to have both hands to clap.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's and in 64 matches. So we were speaking about this off-air, and Harsha was saying, look, to get 100 T20 wickets in 64 matches is excellent. There's another point that Harsha made, which I'll let him elaborate on. No, I'll let you elaborate on the fact that it's not coming. These wickets haven't come against minnows.
So he's got. We just checked. Our producer just told me 4 wickets against the US, but it's not that he's gone and got 22 against Zimbabwe and 13 against Oman and what. He's got them against proper teams. And you're taking 1.5 wickets a game. You could say that he bowls the death overs, you get more wickets in the death overs, all that is fine. But listen, 100 wickets in 64 games, you're a serious bowler. It was a year ago, he was a T20 player of the year. The T20 bowler of the year, whatever it was.
18 against South Africa, 14 against T20 powerhouses West Indies. So clearly
he's a proper bowler. He's a proper bowler. We have to look after Arshdeep Singh. Because if he's going to be left out at the drop of a hat for somebody else, because you're only using spin, I can understand tactically you need to use that kind of lineup to win games. We did that in the Champions Trophy, we did it here. But Arshdeep Singh has got to believe in his inside that he is important. He's far too good a bowler for us just to let him get disillusioned or disappointed, whatever. Got to look after him.
It's a funny game where one team, the same team, has to find 2 different ways to look after 2 assets in the same department. With Jasprit Bumrah, you're looking after him by not playing him. With Arshdeep, you're looking after him by giving him more games to play. So it's, they're both bowlers, both quick bowlers, both assets to the national side. But you have to treat them and, like I said, look after them in exactly opposite ways. One by giving a bowler rest, and one by saying, listen, no, here, we'll give you a few more games.
I suppose combinations not allowing him enough games, and who knows, maybe he'll work enough on his batting for him to change the scenario. Let's take a look at the points table at the end of the group stage. Where do things stand? India finished A1, Pakistan A2. Goodbye to UAE and Oman. That's where things stand. India and Pakistan will, of course, feature in a game in the Super Fours, and if all goes well, who knows, maybe an India-Pakistan final.
Maybe. What time will it start?
And what time will it finish? Hopefully on time.
I only hope. This tournament has seen far too much that is forgettable. There's been far too much off the field, far too much posturing, far too much. It takes away from the game. This game is bigger than all of us. So I only hope now in the second half we focus on playing the game rather than all the other things that we unfortunately have seen so far.
A friend of mine sent me a joke. I don't know where. I don't know if it was on Twitter, where or some social media, but he said this is like one of those desi weddings where someone or the other is naraz.
Turn up and play and compete, because that's what you're here for. Now, the start of the Super Fours tomorrow, we will see Sri Lanka taking on Bangladesh. Sri Lanka, remember, beat Bangladesh in the group stage, and they also helped Bangladesh qualify by beating Afghanistan. Sri Lanka are the form team, unbeaten in the Asia Cup. It's all looking good, Harsha.
I'm looking at the Sri Lankan side, and I'm saying, what on earth are they doing, having a record as ordinary as they did coming into this tournament?
Yeah.
Because this is a proper side. And they will be buoyed by the fact that Kusal Mendes is back in form. He's a jewel. He's a fabulous player, Kusal Mendes.
Yep.
And I mean, I hope Bangladesh gives him a little prize because he pulled the game out against Afghanistan in that run chase. But this is a proper side. Nisanka is a good player. Mendes is a good player. Asalanka is a good player, a little short. Kamindu is a good player, a little short. I think the only issue will be if they lose 2 or 3 wickets early, then they might be in a spot of bother. Hasaranga is doing well. And a little shout out for a player that I like very much, who's going through a personal crisis, young Dunit Veldalage, who's coming back here to join the side. It's a very, very sad moment for him, but I hope he's able to put that aside and come back and play cricket, which is what the family would have wanted him to play. But he's a proper cricketer. Their new ball, Chamira is bowling well, Tushara is bowling well. I think if you go purely by performances so far, they've had the tougher games to play. India haven't had a tough game to play. So I think they've been in some ways a team of the tournament.
They were a part of a tough group, but things looking good for them. Nisanka, Mendes among the runs, Hasaranga looking good as well. And the Pacers, Tushara
looking good.
Tushara bowled really well in that last game, picking up those 3 wickets early on. Nisanka has been in excellent form. It was the last game where he didn't get runs, but otherwise 50s. Hasaranga, we put the mockers on him again in that last game because leading up into that last game, it was, I think, 24 matches on the trot where he had picked up a wicket. We brought it up, and it was the one game where he didn't pick up a wicket. So, they're looking very good. They're looking, but, as Harsha said, from all of us here at Cricbuzz, our deepest condolences to, Dunit and his family.
Yep, he did impress one and all. The last time we saw a multi-nation tournament in the UAE, Dubai does offer a fair bit of assistance to spin. Do you see Velalage playing?
Either him or Tikshana, one of them. They will play two. They will play 2 spinners. The advantage with playing Velalage, he's not going to get hit for 5 6s again. But the advantage of playing him is you get a batter down the order. If you remember in that Asia Cup you talked about, he actually went and scored runs too. Because they need that batting down. I think if they lose early wickets, suddenly you're into Shanaka, Hasaranga. So you need a little bit of batting down there. So I think it'll help them. But that really is a call they have to take. What state of mind is he in? Is he able to come out and focus and give 100%? Is he the kind of guy who will say, right, I found a reason, I'll go and do well? We don't know all that. We're too far away to know that. But if they find he's not in a state of mind, I think they'll need to play a second spinner in Dubai.
What about Bangladesh? They made 4 changes in their last game and they somehow managed to scrape through to the Super Fours. Up top, good news for them. Harsha, Saif and Tanzid, 63-run opening stand versus Afghanistan. All goes well, but Litton needs to score a few runs.
He does. But Tanzid scoring runs is good for them because he's a nice, bright, aggressive player. So Tanzid Hasan scoring runs for them is good. Litton Das scores runs. Suddenly they start to look a different side. But they need an enforcer in the middle. You see Surya Kumar Yadav does that for India. He, in the middle overs, he goes and gives you a great strike rate. I think they're struggling through the middle in that side, and they need someone through that middle to do runs for them, and that is Litton and Tawhid Hridoy.
Maybe
they also left out Parvez Hussain Imon.
And Parvez is, if you have a look at the numbers over the last few games, Parvez is the one player who's going at a strike rate of 150. All the other batters, their strike rate is well below 150. So if you're looking at that one enforcer and the one guy who's going at a strike rate which is acceptable in 2025 in T20 cricket, that's Parvez, who didn't play the last game.
Jaker Ali is an option as well. What about the bowling? Would they bring in Mehdi Hasan as an extra bowling option?
They could, I guess, but that's a marginal call, I think, that they will take on the morning of the patch. Look at the fact how many left-handers does Sri Lanka have. Do I need another off-spinner in the side? So those are factors that they will look at. Those will be places 10, 11 that you take a call on based on the conditions just before the game.
So generally in a team, when the selectors are selecting a 15, they're basically not selecting 15. They're selecting 2 players because you're 12, 13 players are automatic selection, and there's a debate over 2 players. The same happens when you're picking an 11. Your 9, 10 players are certainties, and there'll be a debate over 1 or 2 players depending on the conditions. Is this pitch conducive to quick bowling? Is this pitch conducive to spin bowling? Do they have more left-handers? Should we go with an off-spinner if it's a spinner? Is that 1 or 2 spots only? It's not like a big,
Tuskin didn't play the last game, right?
Yeah, they made 4 changes in that last game.
So he didn't play the last game. Was that because he was rested or because he was injured? I'm not so sure. But
no,
otherwise,
couldn't have been rested because it was such an important game for them.
Yeah, there you go. Couldn't have
do or
been.
die.
So because if Tuskin is bowling well,
so Tanzim Hassan Saqib, Shoriful Islam, Parvez Hussain Iman and Mehdi Hasan went out.
Yeah, so if they're all at full strength, Tanzim is a good bowler. Fiz is getting found out a little bit, I fear, but he's a good bowler, and Tuskin is a good bowler. So those 3, but if you play those 3, then there's only that much spin that you can play. So that is the call that they will take. Should we go in with 2 quicks and have an extra...
Tanzim came on as a sub on the field, so that means he wasn't injured, and I suppose he will...
He was probably being rested. Yeah. He's a good bowler.
Right. The other subplot is that Bangladesh have not beaten Sri Lanka in T20 internationals in the UAE. A word for their fans as well, Rohan. This is a team, a set of fans that are extremely passionate. This is the Nagin Derby. There'll be a lot of interest, and you want to see Bangladesh do well for the overall health of Asian cricket.
Well, you'd want all the Asian teams to do well for the overall health of Asian cricket. But right now, at the moment, it's India and then the rest of the team. So you want all of them to do well. The fact that and Saimi alluded to this yesterday, is the Super 4 is India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. It's a throwback to the old days. Where these were your 4 sort of big teams, who would consistently be right up there in the top 4 in the semi-finalists or whatever. So it's a throwback. And yes, for Bangladesh cricket, like you said, the fans are extremely passionate. You want... you want passionate fans. You want to see a little bit of spice in games. Sri Lanka, on the other hand, have been playing fabulous cricket. So for Bangladesh to win tomorrow, in which they can, they're going to have to play at the best. Not because of anything else, but simply because Sri Lanka are playing super cricket. So when you come up against a team which is in excellent form, you know that you can't slack. You know that you can't be playing at 80%. You've got to be playing at 100%. So that's the hope that the Bangladeshi fans will have.
I suppose the fans are telling the team, give us a few more stars and heroes to look up to. And that's what the expectation is from this team.
And be a little realistic about those expectations as well, but fans cannot be, because fans are necessarily irrational, as we are when we watch games. When we're not talking about a game analyzing, we're irrational too. But I think over the years, Bangladesh have disappointed a little bit more than they have given joy. So they'll be hoping that they can provide a little bit of joy. I think they'll also benefit from the fact that it's an interesting tournament. What happened till today is now history, doesn't count. There should be some mechanism, I think, where you carry points, because you have the best team over a period of time has to win it. But those points are not carried, so it's all gone. Bangladesh start with a clean slate. They've scraped their way through. They've depended on Sri Lanka beating Afghanistan to qualify. But this is an opportunity for them. But I think it's fair to say, and rational fans will agree to, that I think Sri Lanka have so far been the better side and will probably start favourites.
Right, players to watch out for, 1 each.
From Sri Lanka, I am going to go, I'm going to go with Dunit Walalage if he does play.
Okay.
And I hope he has a really good game if he does play. And from Bangladesh, I'm going to go with Litton.
I like Kushal Mendis. I think when he plays well, he just holds that batting together all the way down. So my player to watch for Sri Lanka is Kushal Mendis. He's doing well. If Bangladesh have to win, they want Litton Das to do a lot better. Because that role that he plays, he's a free-stroking player. He can provide those runs through the middle and through the power play. So I think if he's doing well, they both play fairly similar roles. Kushal has gone up to the top of the order. Litton Das opens sometimes, bats 3 similar roles. So for me, those 2 as well.
Player to watch out for on the prediction table is Mr. Gavaskar. He plays 2 matches, but he does well. Today, all of us got it wrong, sir.
But I got it wrong thanks to India sending Harshit Rana and Arshdeep Singh. And
the problems of the rich, man.
Kuldeep Yadav instead of Surya Kumar Yadav. Crazy.
That is why you must be in the position I am in. No worry at all.
Dekha do bhai. who's where on that prediction points table, the guessing game leaderboard. Miss Khair is just born to be right up there, one of our top rankers. Rohan Gavaskar at 2, Simon Dole, I think he's done with his stint.
Yeah.
He'll stay there because of how the format is. DK needs to buck up. And
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's all right there.
my player to watch out for on Cricbuzz is Mr. Bhattacharya. He always troubles us with tough questions. Today, also, although we sort of managed to crack it, right?
Yeah.
Let's bring up the question once again. This is about, there it is. If Mohammad Nabi hit the most sixes in the 20th over of a T20 international last night, who has hit the most sixes in the 19th over of a T20 international? And the answer is...
Only one.
Yuvraj.
Yuvraj Singh.
Yeah.
Durban.
Yuvraj Singh.
Durban.
Durban, yes.
It's interesting how the game has changed since 2007. He didn't try and bowl a slower ball. He didn't try and bowl a wide Yorker. He just kept bowling the same ball.
Yeah.
Overpitched a couple of times. See how the game has changed from then. If Stuart Broad has to bowl the same over today, for a start, he may not get picked.
Yeah.
For all his greatness as a test match bowler, but he'll bowl one slow ball, he'll bowl one wide Yorker, he'll probably bowl one short, he'll bowl different things. But see how the game has changed. He just bowled the same things.
And also, if he had to bowl it now with all the experience he has, he would probably
Bowl it
differently.
Andrew Flintoff should not have said a word that night, but that's okay. India loved it, no problem. Who is the one who got the answer right? Let's bring up the winner's name very quickly. Neha Dhakras, I hope I pronounced that surname correctly, at Neha SD 2010. Well done.
Well done. Well done. She's probably also the quickest. Because a lot of people would have got that answer. So she's not only the best, but also the quickest.
Yep.
She's also the quickest.
Right, very quickly, we're going to just leave the studio because we've got to come back at 7:30 tomorrow for Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh. Cricbuzz Live, 7:30 p.m. See you then. Bye-bye.